Hey, welcome to Meet the Crew. Today we're going to talk to Ralph here at Brodustrial Light Magic. All right, so Ralph,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I work for the military, and I'm a member of the First Legion.
So how did you get into costuming?
By chance, believe it or not.
Really, how?
I purchased the Stormtrooper costume online, and I would have for a couple of years, and then my friend told me about the 101st, so I tried to join,
Right.
and I came here.
Right, and we looked at your kit, and I forget what the vendor was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I can't remember the vendor either.
It wasn't one of the one of the more preferred or approved vendors.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad kit, but it wasn't up to standards. It was missing a lot of pieces. I remember we talked about that and said,
Yeah, it was going to take a lot of work to get it to code.
right, we could,
Yeah.
but to get it to the standard would probably be more work and effort than just replacing it.
The way you were looking at it, yeah. So then I just went out, and you told me about AM,
Yeah, AM was
2.0
a good kit. Yep, they're good
for the
kits.
big guys.
Yeah.
and then we went with that. And
Yeah,
that was
'cause-
basically about it.
Right, because that's one great thing about the costuming and the vendors is, we're all different sizes and shapes, and a lot of some of the vendors make them to be screen accurate towards the actors, which were like 5'10", 165 pounds.
Yeah,
and none
they're
of
the
us
right size.
really fall into that
5'9".
category. We're shorter, stockier, bigger, taller, whatever. So
What I really liked about that costume was
other
it had the
kits.
room I needed.
right, other
and the extra
vendors,
plastics.
and that's why we have you guys, new recruits. We encourage you to come to us, so we can tell you, hey, listen, if you want a Stormtrooper, it's absolutely can be done, but you're going to want to take one of these kits because it'll be easier to make. Instead of
Yeah.
adding parts, you start
Yeah.
with a part that's bigger. It's still accurate, but it's just got more room. What else have you helped build? I know you've built a couple costumes since then.
Well, I did the TIE Fighter, I got the Shore Trooper, and right now I'm in the middle of working on the Mud Trooper, but that's kind of taken the back burner because of, right now the situation we're in.
What was your favorite build so far?
Actually, the Shore Trooper.
I know you put a lot of work into that.
Yeah,
You're
that
one
was
of the
awesome.
first in New Jersey in our group, right? That
was
had the
crazy.
Short Trooper, and I know you made that.
I had to modify it so much in order to make it fit me, especially around the abdomen.
And you jumped in on a couple of the kits right off the bat. I think before the movies were even out. And
Yeah, that
sometimes
was a problem.
things change.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, it's almost like a gamble when the movies are coming out and there's
Yeah.
limited reference. The vendors start
Yeah.
making the kits. And then a lot of us don't want to wait, so we jump on it, and then you notice a couple things might change along the way. So
Then they had the CRL changed on one of the
Right.
of the features on the abdomen.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you had to alter it, which wasn't really a big problem.
Yeah.
It just took an extra couple more hours of doing, but it really made me angry
yeah, yeah.
because I figured so they said if you got it done at a certain time, you're going to be grandfathered in.
Right, yeah. And
And I was waiting on a helmet to come in, so by the time the helmet came in, that threshold was
It
gone.
was gone. Yeah.
So that was
a good
basically
kit.
screwed on that.
Yeah, but you look good now. That's a good.
Thanks, yeah,
I like that. I really like that.
I did a lot of work, with a lot of the body filler, buying the ABS sheets, heating it up, forming it,
Yep.
so that it will fit me. Because I had to add at least 9-10 inches.
Yeah.
To
So
it.
and you're one of the guys we always talk about, like having pre-existing skills, and most of us have nothing going in that really applies to any sort of costume or prop making. But you're lucky that
Yeah.
you did have a lot of skills.
Well, I've been in the
already.
trades for actually my whole life, doing trades.
Yeah. So you already knew about heat guns and
Using how to use
rivets
tools
and
that-
how to
yeah,
use all
tools
the
and stuff
tools
like
that we
that.
use. A lot of
Yeah.
people have to learn that, which is why we really appreciate you being part of our crew, because you bring those skills and you can help all these new guys.
And that's the best thing about it, is coming here, helping the guys out with their
Yeah.
costumes and their whatever they got to do, and we have a blast.
Yeah, and we got to teach the new
Because
kids.
I'm more than that. No one can go out and buy all these tools and have it sitting around in a box.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we like to come here, because you got an awesome setup.
Yeah, and lots of times guys will buy the tools, but they don't know how to use them, or they don't know how to use them right, and then they end up screwing up their pieces, or they're resetting our accident board to 0, which is done quite often.
Yeah, we've been lucky so far here. Let's jinx ourselves.
So I know you were a big help in lots of times now we get 3 or 4 members that get together and want to make the same costume, and I know that you were part of the TIE Fighter.
Yeah, I remember that one. How I got bamboozled into that, I don't know, but it sounded like a great idea at the time.
And you ended up making almost all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Jason found ways to find. He cooked for us and had to make big elaborate meals.
That was the best part about it, because he was up there cooking while we were doing down there struggling.
Yep.
But we don't want to tell anybody this, but we did Jason's first, so if we made any mistakes, it was on his kit.
That is true. That is.
And I did mine last, so by the time so I knew what I was doing.
Kind of like the gunner helmets. We make a mistake, we learn from it, and then you get the B kit.
I didn't tell you that kit was brutal.
Yeah.
That was a brutal kit.
Yeah.
I don't know who we got that from.
Yeah, I forget. There's so many good vendors, and again, some of them have just sharper cut lines and better instructions than others. But a lot of that also factors into the price. If you want to get if you can only afford a top of the line kit, if you can afford a top of the line kit, you might get those sharp lines and good detailed instructions, and it might be already finished to the point where it's trimmed and sanded, and you just got to do minor things.
It comes pre-trimmed.
But you also got to wait. Those are the vendors that have long wait lines and times like that. And then you can get some of the other vendors that are just as good, but you got to do the work yourself. So it's a little less expensive, more work, or a long wait, a lot more money, and less work.
The box was the worst part about it. Yeah. Whatever pull that was.
Yeah.
I mean, it had such a flare on it.
Yep.
So we had to heat it, melt it, and push it together.
Right, and we were lucky to have you, because a lot of those skills that we needed, you didn't have.
Because I brought it to my shop and did it. I put it in a device and set up like a little contraption.
Yep.
Clamped it on there, heated it up so I can get it flat.
Yeah, you've been helping.
And you had to keep a real eye on that too, because if you stayed too long on that plastic, the plastic would shrink and recede because it was PVC.
Yeah. What other projects have you worked on here? I know you've helped out.
Oh my God, there's so many. It's hard to.
A lot of the props and a lot of people on the trash compactor and stuff like that.
I help a lot of the new members when they come in. I like to be here to help them out with their costumes.
Yeah,
get a kick out of that.
What are you working on now? I know you got a couple things going on. What are you working on?
Oh, the Mud Trooper, got a blaster, the E22.
Right.
Actually, I've been slacking because this time of the year it's kind of hot.
So the E22, let's talk about that, because I got the same thing you did.
I can't believe the quality of that kit.
It's the first time that I got a 3D printed kit like that. That was from the Imperial Factory, I believe it was.
Was it?
Is the name of the vendor. He's over in Singapore.
Oh God.
And
I tell you, it's fantastic work.
But it's not a 3D print. It has no lines.
None.
It's SLA, and it's like some kind of resin. It comes smooth, and it's basically like just a model kit. And
hardly any prep.
Yeah, no prep at all. I mean, we do wash it, just to get the oils off, and then light sanding, and just from there it just snaps together. And I put mine together actually pretty quickly.
You did?
Yeah, and
mine's
it came
still
out
sitting
really
there.
nice.
I got it primed, but then I put it off to the side.
So I'm interested to see how that comes out. So what's been your favorite troop so far? Any part of the 501st?
Oh, geez, that's hard to say, because there are so many that really they're a lot of fun. I have to say the one at Robert Wood Johnson at the Pediatric Cancer Center.
Yep, yeah, that's
that was incredible. Everybody was there with all the kids, and they had the Rutgers football team there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was incredible. We had the nice march coming in.
Yeah, it's always nice, the things that we do. It's fun to make the costumes a hobby, and then it's even a lot more fun.
And then I have to say the second one is the Tom's River Comic Book Show.
Yeah, I love that show. Jersey Shore Comic Book Show.
It's the best.
That is. It's a small little show. It's
got our own little dressing area.
Mostly local vendors. You're not seeing Mark Hamill or any of these, superstars there, but you're seeing great local talent. Some good, local actors and vendors, and we set up. They give us a huge area. We sit there all day and just have fun. Meet people. We met a lot of new people there, actually.
Sure, I think it's like one of our best recruiting areas.
A lot of new members just from hanging out there all day.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of my favorite troops too. It's fun to go to New York Comic Con and East Coast Comic Con.
At the beginning, I really liked the cons. They were fun, but now it's just a pain.
Yeah. It's overcrowded. There's a lot
it's
more
overcrowded,
people,
and also the parking issues.
Back in the very beginning stages, in the early 2000s, there wasn't that many costuming people.
I enjoy the library ones.
Yeah.
There's more interaction with the kids.
Yep.
When we take the photos with them and the parents.
Yep.
I think it's more because at the cons, you get overwhelmed with the people just coming up. I want a photo. I want a photo. There, it's like it's nice.
Yeah, you're always smiling under your helmet.
Yeah,
I'm always smiling. Every picture.
True. You walk out of there feeling good.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Those are probably all one of my favorites. I'd have to say that Robert Wood Johnson one was incredible.
Yeah. So if you had to pass on some knowledge to the young kids about measurements.
We're going to go with that one, huh?
Tell us the story of explaining to one of our, we talk about passing on our knowledge to new recruits.
I just wish they learned how to read a ruler.
We help them, but we also make them figure it out themselves, and we got to explain it to them.
Right.
And one of the things we're running into with the younger generations,
they don't know how to read a ruler. Like how many 30 seconds are in an inch? And he's thinking it's time.
And our guys, you mean like time?
Time? No, 30 seconds. I don't think they really know that is how an inch is broken down.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That was. I wish we had a recording of that.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was a classic thing.
That was like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, and Brody, he's a great kid, and he laughs, and he still laughs about it. He takes it good fun. But yeah, asking him how many 30 seconds are an inch. That was classic. In all seriousness, taking a moment to pause, and you mean like time and looking at his watch.
Like, there could be thousands in there.
Oh, that's great. So,
I don't know. How did they not know this?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's why we're here. We're here to help. Teach new people new skills. The stuff they don't learn. That's back in our age, and the 80s and stuff. We had shop classes and trade classes and all that. They don't really. I don't think they really do that.
And in the 80s, if I had the opportunity to buy a Stormtrooper back then, I definitely would have. But they didn't have that back then. It was a shame because I really wanted one. When I first saw that movie, I was like, man, I really need one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got to help, learn, teach them those skills that they're not learning, working with saws and sanders and bandsaws.
Yeah, I got a little worried about the power tools with them.
Well, we appreciate that you're here to help, pass on your skill and knowledge and help all these kids and continue to help us make fantastic props.
Hey, I try,
So with that, we better go check on these two back here before they mess up something.
I heard them mumbling, too. Inspiring.
All right, thanks.